When I was in graduate school in Ann Arbor, my grandfather would pick me up every Tuesday in front of the Recreation Center on State Street, 5:45 p.m. sharp, be there. He would pick me up, come from Detroit, and before he went to go play poker with Bob Favor, naturally, he would take me to Knight's Steakhouse, where I was so lucky to have these moments just with him. I would fill him in on grad school, what was going on in my life. When he quickly got bored, I would tell him about my cousins and my siblings, and we would call my cousins and siblings. He wanted to know everything that was going on. He wanted to be present in all of our lives as he was so consistently. Other times that I was so blessed to have these moments alone with my grandfather, working on the farm up in northern Michigan. I was so excited when Jarvis would come barreling down in his truck and pick me up and take me out of the hot orchard fields, take me to Big Boy, and we would later swim in Lake Michigan. If I was lucky, Pitsy was there, and we would have dinner with just Pitsy and Jarvis in northern Michigan. We took a road trip, just me and my grandfather, in 2012, and we took a road trip down to Florida. Just me, Grandpa, and his dog, Dolly, of course. On the way, we stopped at the museum of the 8th Air Force in Georgia, where the regiment that he was a part of during World War II. And he walked through the halls of this museum and was met with salutes and such reverence. And as he looked through the monuments and looked through the names of his fellow veterans, I was so struck by what a monumental person he was in these enormous parts of history and human history and Jewish history, as he was such a monumental pillar in all of our lives. These times alone were particularly special, but the times with family were so incredibly important. Times when Jarvis and Pitsy would host the biggest family affairs, holiday dinners, and I remember just being in such reverence and watching Jarvis deliver sermons for holidays, connecting history, Jewish history and culture, and making it relevant to our modern day lives. Growing up as a kid was incredibly transformative. I was so in awe at his relationship with my father, so in awe at his relationship with Pitsy, and it's so fitting that his great-grandchild carries on his name, and his other great-grandchild carries on my father's name. He was such a pillar in my life, such a foundational part of my life. His strength and memory live on in all of us. I'm so lucky to have had him as a grandfather.